Hello and welcome everybody to another segment here at www.journeyman1.com, and today we have with us Dr. Dhanwantari from India, and the topic will be seasonal schedule as described in Ayurveda. Welcome Dr. Dhanwantari, how are you today?
Hello, Leslie. I'm fine. Always a pleasure talking to journeyman1.com, talking to you, talking to Ty. It's really wonderful. Hi to all the viewers. Today's our topic, that is Ritu Charya according to Ayurveda, that is the seasonal regimen.
Very good. Continue.
Yes, so what basically we see in today's life is we have a lot of changing seasons. We have atmospheric changes, we have a lot of changing atmosphere, the global warming thing, and many other things. In few parts of the world, the atmosphere is completely different. Few parts of the world, the seasons are completely different. And we always wonder, in what season, what kind of food should we have, what kind of activities must we do, or what are the things prescribed, or how we know what is correct and what is not. What kind of alcohol should we take? Should we take alcohol at all or not? Is it completely good to be a vegetarian, or is it okay to be a non-vegetarian in some parts of the world where it is very cold? So these things, according to the seasons, according to the places, according to the atmosphere, keeps on changing. But what the basic principles say are always the same. And this is what is mentioned in the part of Ritu Charya, according to Ayurveda, that is the seasonal regimen. Seasonal regimen, according to Ayurveda, has been described in many texts. At many places, many different authors have described about it. What the base says is you need to understand how you are keeping on the 6 seasons that are described in India, because this is the most number of seasons described in any part of the world. But India remains a temperate climate, a moderate climate, a monsoon favoring country. So it has all the 6 seasons which we may see in different parts of the world. And so in different parts of the world, in different types of the seasons, you may experience or you may follow these seasonal regimens. Now, basically starting with the 6 seasons of India, according to the Hindu calendar, what we are talking about is the Ritu Charya, that is the seasonal regimen, where Ritu means season and Charya means what do's and don'ts, that is what should be followed and what should not be followed. Now, when I talk about the first 3 seasons, that is the Shishir Ritu, the Vasant Ritu, and the Grishma Ritu. The Shishir Ritu is comprised of the winter and the cold season and the dewy season together. It is a combination of the winter and the dewy season together. It is the Shishir Ritu. It is spring season, and the Grishma Ritu is the summer. So the first 3 seasons which I would like to talk about are Shishir Ritu, winter and the dewy, Vasant, the spring season, and Grishma, the summer season. According to the Indian calendars, what happens is the winter and the dewy season, that is the Shishir Ritu, falls in between mid-January to mid-March. That is these 2 months. The Vasant Ritu falls between mid to May. That's the summer season, falls between the mid-May to mid-July. What happens is the exact time of this English calendar may vary because these days atmosphere is changing, our earth rotation systems are changing, the sun or the solstice keeps on changing very minutely, but because we have followed a lot of years, many thousand years have passed when these things were described. Things keep on changing, but we can understand these by winter and dewy season, what you should do, spring season, what you should do, and summer season, what you should do. So according to your country, according to your atmosphere, you may change these things. You may modify it according to your needs, your necessities. What happens is these 3 seasons falls under the northern solstice. That is when the sun is on the northern hemisphere. That is what we know as solstice. And according to Ayurveda, it is known as Uttar Ayan. That is when the sun sets in the northern hemisphere. So these three seasons basically fall in the northern solstice part, Uttarayan part, and here the fire is very dominant. Here what happens is it is also known as the human strength, our strength, that is the winter cold and the dewy season, the spring season and the summer season, the strength of the humans is very low. While during the other three seasons, that is the Varsha Ritu, that is the rainy season, second is the Sharad Ritu, the autumn season, and third, the Hemant Ritu, that is the winter season. During these three seasons, the strength of humans is utmost. This is known as Dakshinayan or the southern solstice. This is known as the southern solstice at the sun during this season is at the southern hemisphere, and sun during this season is comparatively weaker while the moon is stronger, and the earth has cold winds and cold things. So the strength of the humans during this season, these three seasons, that is the Varsha, Sharad and Hemant, that is the rainy season, autumn season and winter season, is comparatively higher than the Shishir, Vasant and Grishma, that is dewy season, spring season and summer season. So now as we have known about the six seasons, again removing all the confusions that may be going around in your mind, the six seasons, I'll name them again. The Shishir Ritu, that is the dewy season. The Vasant Ritu, that is the spring season. Grishma Ritu, the summer season. Varsha Ritu, the rainy season. Sharad Ritu, the autumn season. And Hemant Ritu, the winter season. The first three, where the strength of humans is less. And the last three, when the strength of humans is more. The first three, which comes under the northern solstice. And the last three, which comes under the southern solstice. Now what happens basically, as I said, like during the Dutch Uttarayan, that is the northern solstice, the winds become very strong and the sun is also very strong. And the winds are very powerful and dry during this half of the year. So the cooling qualities of the earth are gone away. Earth is very warm, earth is in a state of dryness, warmth. As I said, the fire is very dominant during this northern solstice. So the bitter taste, the astringent taste, and the pungent taste. This is what I explained in the first part, that is introduction of Ayurveda. Bitter taste, astringent taste, and a pungent taste, that is the thick and katuras, are more powerful, and strength people are less in these three levels. The another part is the southern solstice, the Dakshinayan, or we also call it as the Visargakal. During this, the sun releases the strength of the people. So people are going to gain more strength, these people, these seasons. The earth is cooled down during this season, presence of clouds, rain, and cold winds. So the earth is cooled down, and the sour, the salty, and the sweet taste are more powerful or more dominant during the season, and thus the people gain more strength. And when you take food of say sour, salt or sweet, you feel more of these tastes, and it is also very necessary during these seasons. Now moving forward to the seasons, I'd like to tell you that if you are getting confused, if I'm going a bit faster, what you can do is you can listen to the pre-recording again and again. You would get an idea. You just have to need to do a research on the northern solstice and the southern solstice. If you see this northern solstice and southern solstice, you will understand all these six seasons, and you will understand what I'm trying to say in the introduction part. Now, moving forward to the base of our today's topic, that is the seasonal regimen. What you should do during certain seasons, what not do during certain seasons. Now, according to India, what I said is the Hemant Ritu, right? That is the first season according to the Indian seasons, Hemant Ritu. That is the winter regimen. What you should do during the winters, the most cold part of the year. During Hemant, that is the winter season, people are very strong. As I told you, it is the part of the southern solstice, and people are very strong. Their strength of the body is there because the digestive fire in the people remains as it is, and so the fire in the body is increased, and the atmosphere is colder. Now, because the fire of the body is increased, what happens is you feel more hungry. Hunger in the person becomes more because the digestive fire is more within the person. What happens is if you don't consume enough food, this fire may cause emaciation. It is the best part to become thin for the people who are fat, because if they don't consume food enough, what is going to happen is their body is going to consume their own body tissues, and they are going to become lean and thin. But it is not going to be a good season for athletes or people who are thin. Excuse me, I'll have some water. Active fire may also cause emaciation during this season. Hence, you should consume food in the salty days. If you take more of sweet food during the winter season, it will be helpful for you, helpful for your body. So generally what is prescribed is you take more of sweet food, sour food, and salty food. During the night time, what happens during the winter seasons, the nights are very comparatively longer. So what happens is the people may feel more hungry during the early morning. What happens? They wake up and they search for food. They feel like, oh, I'm hungry. Because the nights are getting stronger, our body's digestive fire is becoming stronger. So we get hungry early in the morning. So after going through your daily schedules, passing your stools, having your brush your teeth, what one should do is one should have a massage of oil. Oil massage during this winter season, winter regime, is very helpful. So what is first described during winter season is an oil massage. With oils, especially with the oils that are vata balancing, that means which are going to pacify the body. You should have oil massage with such kind of oils which are going to dosh. Massage the scalp and the forehead is essential during this time, because these are the where we generally feel very dry. People may have more of dandruff. During the winter season, because the scalps keep on coming out because of the dryness. So massaging the scalp, massaging the forehead, taking sweet food, sour food, and salty food during the winter season is very helpful. According to the Indian culture, Indian heritage, what you know is wrestling is very famous in India, right? So what one should do is there are kind of physical wrestlings where you just exercise with your partner for your physical wrestling. So what is prescribed during winter season is wrestling up to the half the strength of your body. So you may consider it as doing physical exercises, running, jogging, doing wrestling. It may not be a very competitive thing, but it the digestive fire within, increase perspiration in your body. And as I told, the nights you have had oil massage, and drop the oil from your away from your body. what you should do is you should paste the powders of saffron and kasturi, that is musk, on your body, so it gives pleasant smell to you, pleasant odor to your body,
So was that
and it also removes the.
was that for massage? Sorry.
Yes, Leslie.
Yeah. Was that for a massage?
Yes, after.
Yeah.
Yes, after the massage, after the oil massage, what we must do is we must use astringent powders. Powders which are astringent in taste, we must use that and apply all over the body. As we use this astringent powders, what happens is the oil on our body can be easily removed. And we can take a bath with hot water after that. So this is going to, that oil is going to absorb in our body. This is going to help our metabolism. This is going to keep our body healthy during the winter season. And after that, after doing that, after bathing, what we must do is use the powders of saffron and musk on our body. So it gives a pleasant odor to our body, and it will help remove the bad odor which we had due to the perspiration. This is all the regimen of the winter season. The body is exposed to fumes of agaru, that is a plant is there in India, what we call Equilaria agalocha. It is the Latin name of the plant, aguru, Equilaria agalocha. And since the digestive power is very high, we must take heavy to digest foods like meat soup, which are mixed with fats, meat of well-nourished animals. So we may take non-vegetarian diet which are heavy. We may take wine which are prepared from jaggery or the supernatant part of the wine which is known as the sura. So here many people may get confused that in the Hindu tradition, is there a tradition of taking non-vegetarian diet or wines? But yes, in Ayurveda, according to the seasons, according to the survival of human beings, these things are prescribed. And in winter season especially, we must take meat of animals which are healthy and wines prepared especially from jaggery, because it is of sweet taste. So that wine would also be naturally sour and salty. So this is going to help us. Now, food prepared with wheat flour. India is a wheat growing nation. We depend a lot on wheat flour, black gram products, sugarcane, and products that of milk should be taken. Things which are prepared from freshly harvested corn, mussels, fat, and edible oil should be taken. Cotton, leather silk, wool, bark. We may use blankets made up of these things, that is the cotton, leather, silk, wool, for taking above us while sleeping. So these things are prepared, and should always wear footwear during winter season. That is what it is prescribed in Ayurveda. Because when you get hurt at the foot during winter seasons, it is extremely painful. So this is also prescribed in a certain chapter. What I'm talking today is only about a single chapter, Ritucharya, of the Ashtang Hridayam, the text Ashtang Hridayam. What more than this, sleep, food, or the activities what we must do, what another have sex as per his liking. That is, one may indulge in physical relation with their partner as many times as they like, because the strength of the people is more during this time. So it is considered to have physical relation during the winter a very good thing, because it is going to help your body, it is going to help your physique, it is going to help your metabolism. So the person who spend their times residing in houses kept warm, or who live in underground homes, or who reside near fire, will be spared from having diseases which occur due to cold or dryness of the body. So these are the basic things that we should do. Summing up the winter season regime, that is the Hemant Ritu Charya, we must have physical exercises up to the half of more of sweet taste, sour taste, and salty taste. We must have physical exercises, as I told. We must have heavy foods, foods which contains meat, foods with wines prepared from jaggery, foods which are heavy, meat soups, meats, fats, etc. While sleeping, what we must do is take blankets made up of cotton, thick leather, silk, wool, etc. One may have sex as per his liking, may indulge more in more of physical activities, more of physical relations, and may stay in houses, may stay in houses surrounded by fire, or may stay more near fire. So overall, what happens is the strength of the people is more, digestion power is more. So one may undergo exercise, oil massage, eat heavy foods, and may have sex as per their liking. So this was basically the Hemant Ritu Charya, the winter season regime. There is one more season which I talked about at the start, that is the Shishir Ritu. Now, the Shishir Ritu, basically what we consider is between mid-January to mid-March. Here, dryness persists more. Dryness is more. So, oil massage should be taken more care of during this season. The complete body should be massaged with oil during this season. And then one may take bath with hot water. And so this season is also very similar to the Hemant Ritu, and we may also consider it under the heading of season. So the same regimen which we follow during the Hemant Ritu or the winter regime should be followed during this season. Now there comes one more thing, that is the next season, that is the spring season, the Vasant Ritu. The Vasant Ritu, which immediately follows this winter season, the spring season follows the winter season. So during spring, that is mid March to mid May, what we must do is, as I talked about Vat, Pitta, and Kapha at the first session, the introduction to Ayurveda, the Kapha dosh, that is the Kapha humor of the body, is increased during the Shishir and the Hemant Ritu. What happens during the winter seasons, the Kapha levels of Kapha goes high because it is cold, because it is moist. So the Kapha dosh goes at a higher level. But now, slowly, what will happen is the hotness will increase. The winter season, the coldness is going to decrease. So the Kapha that was increased in the body is going to get liquefied. So when once this Kapha gets liquefied, we are going to get more of diseases of Kapha dosh. That is the sneezing. All these parts will start, especially in the spring season. So what we should take fruitful lifestyle which is against the Kapha dosha, or which is going to pacify the Kapha dosha. At this time, when this Kapha is increased and it is liquefied in this Vasant or the spring season, our digestive fire is going to go down. So what we should do other than the winter season is we should stop taking heavy food. Should stop taking, we should stop fats. We should stop meals, because during this season the Kapha dosha is going to liquefy and is going to decrease our digestive fire. Now, during this season, what happens is, according to the Panch Karma, that is the purificatory therapies according to Ayurveda, there is one purificatory therapy known as the Vamana, that is the medicated emesis. What we do is we give a particular regimen to the patient
For 9 days, for 1 day, we give them massage and steam. And then on the next day, we give them medicated MSs, where people, for 1 day, we give medicines for them to vomit. So what they are doing is vomiting out. What basically this helps is this helps removing the excessive of kapha dosha which is increased. So as I told at the introduction of Ayurveda part, the purificatory therapies about the vamana, that is the MSs, it is this is the most favorable season for performing the vamana or the MSs. Now, after this MSs, there are a few other things. That is nasyas. We have very strong oils which we keep drop by drop in the nostrils. It is also a part of Panchkarma, which we call nasya, that is nasal medication. What happens here is to mitigate kapha dosha, we should use the paste of, during the season of winter, we were using saffron and kasturi, that is the musk, right? Now what we do during the spring season, we should anoint or we should paste our body with karpura, that is camphor, sandalwood, agaru, that is Aguilera aqualocha, and kumkuma, that is again saffron. Because during this season, what happens is digestive fire is slow. So what you try to do, you have to balance between the winter season and the summer, because both the qualities of both are there. Cough is more, but the digestive fire is less. So the food may also change during this season. The things which you paste on your body may also change. The person should spend his midday, that is the time when the sun is at the highest part, in the company of friends, engaged in playing pleasant games, pastimes, storytellings, etc. May go into the forest, may go to gardens, etc. The garden should have cool breeze from the south direction, especially because the southern winds are considered good during this season. To go to reservoirs where waters are there, where poor sunlight is there, where trees are tall. So sunlight is less, because sunlight is going to harm us in some or the other way during the winter season. The land should be covered with shining crystals, with cuckoos everywhere, pleasant sound. One of the videos that Thai walking deer kept, where the sound of the nature was there. We may use this especially during the spring season. We may engage in love play with trees, different kind of beautiful and sweet smelling flowers. Flowers especially there. So we may use a lot of flowers during this season. What we should avoid are the foods which are hard to digest, which are cold, and sleeping during the daytime. We must not sleep during the daytime, and we must only sleep during the night time during this season. Because we are approaching towards the summer season, we also have kapha dosh at the highest level. So if we indulge in sleeping during the daytime, we are again going to increase the kapha dosha, and heaviness of the body is going to predominate, and we may not feel very well. Foods which are fatty, sour, and sweet, which we took during the winter season, should be avoided. And we should avoid everything that will increase kapha dosha, because the things which we should avoid are also said, because
Yeah, so you're back telling us about...
Yes, and yes, I was telling about the spring season regimen. We were revising the spring season, and what I missed in that was like what food should we have, and we must have the food which are prescribed during this season are 1-year-old barley, wheat, and honey, meat of animals of desert-like land, and meat that are roasted in fire, and as
taken during this season. So the food which we prescribe would be 1-year-old barley, wheat, honey, meat of animals of desert-like land. That means meat of dry places, of animals of dry places. Barley, honey can be taken. Meat that is roasted in fire, the Indian kind of meat can be taken as food. The drink which are prescribed are the mango juice, which are mixed with fragrant substances in the company of friends, beloved, which gives us satisfaction, should be taken during this time. So these are the basic things which are told, especially sometimes beverages like asava, that is a particular type of Ayurvedic medicine, Ayurvedic alcoholic preparations, some of the fermented decoctions, some of the fermented infusions, especially grape juices, fermented grape juices, or say red wine kind of things can be taken. Sandalwood can be used, honey can be used, and water boiled with nut grass should be taken during this season. So this was basically the spring season. By spring season is the Grishma Ritu Charya. That is the Ayurveda summer regimen. What you should do during the summers. Now, as I know that in India, summers are very strong, but outside India, maybe in Australia or in US, in some parts, or say Russia, China, or in the UK, the summers are not very strong and may not be that effective. So, what you can do following this regimen is you may take it a bit mildly and follow the spring regimen basically. So what is prescribed in the summers, according to Ayurveda, is the sun ray becomes very powerful. It also comes in the Anan Kal, where the strength of the person is very less because the strength of the sun is more. So the strength of the sun rays becomes more powerful and they appear to be destructive. Once you travel to India during the summer, Indian summers, you may surely know that you cannot stay for 5-10 minutes outside in the sun without an air conditioner or without being in a bar because it is very destructive. And so that they described it as the sun rays becomes more powerful and are destructive. The cough which was increased during the spring season is now going to decrease day by day. It is going to decrease more and the vata dosh, that is the dryness, is going to prevail. Now hence we should avoid using salty, pungent and sour food because these things will go and increase the vata dosha. So salty, pungent and sour food must be avoided during the summer season. Heavy physical exercises which we prescribe during the winter and the spring should again be avoided during the Grishma Ritu. They must be avoided. We practice them during the winter and spring, but now in the Grishma Ritu, that is the summer season, we must avoid heavy physical exercises. We must avoid exposure to sunlight during the season. Food will be sweet, which are light, that is easy to digest, fatty, cold and light should be taken. Take corn flour mixed with cold water and sugar after taking bath in cold water. In winter season and spring season, what we advise is taking bath in hot water. Here what we advise is taking bath in cold water and taking foods which are sweet, light, that is easy to digest, fatty, cold and liquid diet. Now indication for wine during the summer. Now during winter season, spring season, what we said, we may take wines prepared from jaggery, we may take red wines, we may take wines prepared from grapes. During summer, what happens is madhya, that is the wine, should not be taken. It should be avoided, and if very necessary, in some people who are habituated to wine, who are habituated to alcohol, they may take a very little quantity of wine which is diluted with more amount of water. Like if you generally take a 30 ml alcohol with a 30 ml water, you must start taking say 30 ml of wine with say 100 ml of water, say 200 ml of water. If wine is taken in large doses during the summer season, it will cause inflammatory conditions. That is the gastritis or many other problems where burning sensation, acidity is there. That will cause, that will uh, happen to, you will suffer from that during summer season. It will make the body fragile and weak and increase the burning sensation and causes delusions. Now during the summer season, boiled rice, which is white in color, like full moon, should be taken along with the meat of animals of the desert. Here also again we advise taking meat of the animals of desert along with white rice. White boiled rice, which we generally take in India, should be taken during the summertime. Meat juice, which is not very thick. Very thick meat juice should be avoided. A thin kind of a meat juice can be taken. Rasala, that is curd, churned with and with powders of pepper and sugar should be taken. We have a particular type of preparation known as lassi in the northern part of India, especially in Punjab. So we may take that mixed with pepper. We should add pepper during this rag, that is a kind of a sweet syrup, which is also sour and salty, can be taken. Syrup which has all the taste and prepared with many substances can be taken. It is known as a khandava. It is also an Ayurvedic preparation. Panak panchasara prepared with grapes, dates, etc. can be taken. Fruits, fruit juices can be taken. Cinnamon leaves can be added to this juice preparations. This can be kept in a fresh mud pot and covered with coconut leaves, leaves of different kind of flowers, different say leaves, etc. It should be added with karpura. These things can be taken for drinking. Food articles which are hollow, finger-like pastry, these are all Indian preparations. So what you basically need to take care is you should not take very heavy food and very during this year. Buffalo milk especially and cooled by the moon, this is very good during the summertime. Now during the daytime, one must spend his time in gardens, forests, in between trees where sun doesn't reach. There are certain trees also told which are tall, which hides the sun rays, kind of a trees which gives cooling effect. Then you may sleep on the soft bed prepared from the flowers of banana, lotus, etc. can be used for sleeping because it is all cooling. It is giving coolness to you during the summer season. You may spend a daytime in the house cooled by water fountains or water being scented with certain type of grasses, that is the cuscus grass, and thereby relieve yourself from heat of the sun. So max thing here done is to avoid fire, getting coolness as much as you can, avoid the sunlight as much as you can, avoid very heavy foods. One thing what you can do here is sleep at the daytime. It is prescribed that you may sleep at the daytime during the Grishma Ritu. We said we should avoid the winter season when the spring season because the cup was dominant there. But here the dosha is less. So what you do is the dosha in the daytime. During the night, what happens is one should sleep on the terrace in full moon, facing the light, because exhaustion due to the heat of the day can be relieved by this. One may anoint the body with the paste of sandalwood, wearing garlands of flowers, and avoiding sexual activities. Should we describe sexual activities during spring and summer? Spring and winter. We must avoid sexual activities during summer season because we don't have enough strength. These are the basic things. Now, moving forward to the rainy season, what we must follow when it is rainy season, or the Varsha Ritu Charya, the Ayurvedic seasonal regimen, rainy season. It, the Agni is weak. Now, because it is followed by it follows the summer, the digestive fire is weak during this time and it is already debilitated by summer. So it undergoes further increase during the rainy season. And the dosha, the humors of the body, are all wish. Dirty rain, the warmth of the earth, and soreness. So sore long disease. After the person also be administered with Asthapan Basti. Asthapan Basti is a kind of a decoction enema according to the Ayurvedic Panchkarma. One must use old grains for food, meat juice processed with spices, meat of animals of like lamb, soup of pulses, wines prepared from grapes, and fermented decoctions which are old, or thin water or thin curd like what we call in our part of country the chash, the buttermilk you may say, can be used. Rainwater or water from these wells should be used only after boiling them very well. So boiled water should be used during this time. On the days of no sunlight, food prepared with sour, salty and untouched, dry, mixed with honey and easily digestible food must be taken. Person should not be moving around and moving only on vehicles. Should use perfumes, expose his clothes to fragrant fumes, dwell in upper stories of the buildings. Now, what we told during the winter season was staying underground. What we tell during the rainy season is staying on the upper stories of buildings, devoid of heat, cold, and snow. Now, what we should avoid is river water. Udamanthan, that is beverage prepared with a flour of corns mixed with ghee, and sleeping at the daytime. Now, during the Grishma Ritu, we told we must sleep during the daytime, but again during the Varsha Ritu, we say to avoid sleeping during the daytime, avoiding exertion, avoiding exposure to the sun. So these are the basic things what we must do in the rainy season. If I can quickly revise, the Agni is weak, so we must avoid very heavy diets. What we made, the balance of must we may stay at the upper floors of the building. We may avoid exertion and we may avoid exposure to the sun. Now, moving forward to the Sharad Ritu Charya, that is the autumn season regime. What one must do during the autumn season? Now, this may also connect to you guys because India may not expose a lot of to the lot of autumn season. but autumn season can be seen outside for a longer period. So the person becomes accustomed to the cold of rainy season. Now, because the rainy season stayed for 2 months, so the person has become accustomed to the cold of the rainy season. So when he is suddenly exposed to the warm rays of the sun during the autumn season, the pitta, which has undergone increase in the Varsha Ritu, in Varsha Ritu it was going up, and now the pitta dosha becomes more during the autumn season. It becomes greatly aggravated during the autumn season. So in order to get over things prepared from ghee, that is the Indian butter, what we say, Dhantarasa, is the bitter taste of food. The first chapter of Chikitsa, purgation therapy, that is having one person undergo loose motions during this season can be done. There is one more therapy, bloodletting therapy, which I had explained in the introduction of Ayurveda part. The bloodletting therapy, the purgation therapy should be practiced during this Sharad Ritu. When hungry, the person should take food which are bitter, sweet, and astringent. Bitter, sweet, and astringent. And easily digestible food such as rice, green grams, amla, that is the Indian gooseberry, patol, one of the bitter Indian vegetables what we make, honey, and the meat of animals of desert-like lands. So here also again the meat of animals of desert-like lands is told, because Ayurveda generally prescribes what they prescribe is meat of animals only from the arid lands or the desert-like lands. So this was basically about the Sharad Ritu Charya, not a lot of things, but what we need to take care of is the Pitta dosha. We must avoid very spicy foods because it may increase the Pitta dosha, because Pitta dosha was also already under increase under rainy season, and then during the autumn season it is going to increase. So the things like Indian butter or butter normally, grit, that is ghee, can be taken. Food of taste, bitter, sweet, and astringent must be taken. Foods like rice, green gram, amla, the Indian gooseberry, sugar, meat of animals of desert-like lands can be taken. So this basically was the things about the seasonal regimens according to Ayurveda. The winter season, where we should have heavy foods. The spring season, where we have a combination of heavy foods, but dryness is more. The summer season, where we can sleep at the daytime. The autumn season, where we just talked about bitter, astringent, and sour foods which we may take. Amla can be taken, sugar can be taken, Indian gooseberry can be taken. So this is basically things. I know there may be some doubts, some confusions. You can always email me. You can always email Leslie. You can always ask Ty questions on this. Wonderful having you guys here. Wonderful having you guys listening me patiently. Thank you very much.
And thank you very much for your time. It's been great. I learnt a lot then.
My pleasure.
And also to the viewers, there will be a combined course that will actually happen next year in the year 2017. The dates are September 15 to October the 2nd. Where people are invited to travel to India to Dr. Dhanwantari's institute, and he can actually tell us all about his institute.
What I can say is it is a wonderful collaboration working with Thai Walking India, Miss Leslie. It's really wonderful time, guys, and spreading, propagating Ayurveda, yoga, propagating the real Ayurveda, the real yoga. So what we have planned
is 15, 16 days of a summit where we all get together, when we exchange our views, where we learn a lot, and where experts of Ayurveda, I myself, Dr. Nidhi, taking yoga classes, Thai walking dear, taking the meditation part, taking the shamanism part. If you guys are interested in learning tarot card reading, shamanism, if you want to gain knowledge about Ayurveda, you want to know more about the Indian culture, the Indian system of medicine, the Ayurveda, the yoga, the real yoga, not only the physical practice of yoga, learning about yoga, you all guys are welcome to our institute in India. We are one of the leading institutes in India for Ayurveda and yoga. What we have planned with journeyman1.com and Thai Walking Deer is a wonderful get together of 16 days where we all would be mutually benefited, where we all would learn more about meditation, where we all would learn more about Ayurveda, yoga, and it is not only a 15 day, but it is a lifelong relation. People from all around the world would be joining us. They all would be coming to India, coming, staying with us at our institute, learning meditation, learning Ayurveda, learning yoga. What this will create is a lifelong relation between each and every one of you with me, Dr. Dhanwantari, with Dr. Nidhi, who will be taking your yoga sessions, who is a yoga expert at our institute, Ayurved Shankul, uh, and Thai Walking Deer, journeyman1.com. So it would not be only a journey of you people traveling for a 15 days, 16 days and forgetting everything, but instead it will create a rapport between us. You can anytime after the course, before the course, can send us emails, can visit our websites ayurvedshankul.com or journeyman1.com. You can always write into our email addresses. You can write into Leslie, you can write into Ty, and you can ask any questions. Even if you wish to have certain topics included during your stay here at India, you can always do that. It would be wonderful having you guys here. You guys are most welcome. And what me and Ty or Leslie are planning is mutually beneficial thing where every one of you are going to learn a lot, and it will surely be an experience of lifetime, and it will create a connection between you and Ayurveda and yoga and meditation and shamanism. And it is a fixed package, creating a lot of knowledge in you, creating a lot of atmosphere of learning amongst you. You would know a lot of things about yourself also. As it may sound a bit weird that traveling to some other place, how can you learn about yourself? But I guarantee you, Thai is a great shaman, Thai is a great meditator, a great tutor, and even Ayurveda and yoga are going to help you learn more about yourself than learning about these things. And this is going to help you, help your mental health, help your physical health, and even your financial health, I would say, because this is going to help you develop as a person. It is very good thing as a personality development thing also. And I'd like to hand it over to Leslie, who will tell you more about this. And you can always write into us to journeyman1.com, ayurvedsankul.com. You can visit our websites, you can watch our YouTube videos, and wonderful having you guys here. And you guys are most welcome to our institute. The dates are 15th September 2017 to 2nd October 2017. It would be surely an experience of a lifetime. You guys are most welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you.